Welcome to Meghan and Harry Tales, the podcast that cuts through the royal noise and tells it like it is. I'm Adrian, and today we need to talk about a deeply disturbing and frankly enraging update from Prince Harry's ongoing battle for police protection in the UK. The world's attention remains fixed on Prince Harry as he continues his determined fight for police protection in the United Kingdom. Every step he takes outside the courthouse is watched by cameras and followed by headlines, but beneath the surface, this is a deeply personal struggle. For Harry, it's not just about his own safety, it's about the security of his wife Meghan and their young children who are growing up in the public eye. This story has captivated millions around the globe, sparking debates and drawing sympathy from parents everywhere. We see a man who, despite his royal status, is simply a father and husband, trying to shield his loved ones from potential harm. The constant scrutiny and threats they face make his quest for protection all the more urgent and relatable. Yet Harry finds himself in an uphill battle against a system that appears determined to deny him what many would consider a basic right. This isn't a matter of royal privilege or special treatment. Instead, it's about the universal right to safety and security, a right that should be guaranteed to every individual, regardless of their background or status. The public's reaction has been mixed, with some expressing concern for Harry's predicament, while others question the implications for the monarchy and the nation. But at its core, this issue transcends titles and tradition. It's about the fundamental human need to feel protected in a world that can often be unpredictable and dangerous. Harry's legal battle has brought to light the intricate and sometimes fraught relationship between the royal family and the British government. It raises important questions about who is entitled to protection, who makes those decisions, and what criteria are used. The outcome of this case could set a precedent for how security is provided to public figures in the future. Ultimately, this case forces us all to reflect on a deeply unsettling question. Can a nation that prides itself on justice and fairness truly turn its back on one of its own, especially when the stakes are so high? The answer may shape not only the future of one family, but also the values that define a country. The threat to Prince Harry is not a figment of imagination. It's real, it's documented. Court documents have revealed credible threats from al-Qaeda. This terrorist organization has a long and bloody history of violence. Their interest in Harry is not a theoretical threat, it's a serious cause for concern. The danger is amplified by Harry's background. He served his country with courage in Afghanistan. This makes him a prime target for extremist groups who seek to exploit any opportunity for violence and revenge. The risk is further heightened by his very public profile and the constant media attention surrounding him and his family. When Harry and Meghan stepped back from their royal roles, they lost their UK police protection. This decision was met with widespread criticism, as it left them vulnerable in a world fraught with danger. What makes this situation even more unfathomable is that Harry offered to pay for his own security. This wasn't about shirking responsibility, it was about taking ownership of his family's safety. The rejection of his offer is baffling. It suggests that this is not just about security assessments. It hints at something deeper. A sense that Harry is being punished for his choices, for daring to forge his own path. It's easy, to get caught up in the headlines about royal titles and family feuds, but at the heart of this story is a simple and deeply human plea. A father's plea to keep his children safe. Harry's love for his family is, well, truly evident. He wants what any parent would want, to protect his children from harm. His willingness to fight for their safety, to challenge the very system that he was born into, speaks volumes. It shows the depth of his love and his unwavering commitment to their well-being. This isn't about princely privilege, it's about a father's primal instinct to protect his own. In today's fast-paced world, there's a tendency, I suppose, to reduce complex situations to catchy headlines and simplistic narratives. The media, in its rush to capture attention, often distills intricate stories into black and white terms, leaving little room for the shades of grey that define real life. But the truth is far more nuanced. Behind every headline there are real people, real consequences, and a web of factors that rarely fit neatly into a single story. Some criticise Harry, claiming he brought this on himself by speaking out in his memoir. They say that by sharing his experiences and grievances, he invited scrutiny and risk. They argue that his public revelations justify the removal of his security, suggesting that he should have anticipated the fallout from his openness. However, this argument ignores a crucial fact. The threats against Harry predate his memoir by years. Long before he ever put pen to paper, his safety was already at risk, a reality often overlooked in public debate. The timing of the threats debunks the narrative that his book is to blame for his security concerns. The evidence shows a pattern of danger that cannot be traced to a single moment or decision. It exposes a deeper issue at play, a system that seems more interested in punishing dissent than in protecting those under threat. When institutions prioritize image and control over genuine safety, the cost is paid by individuals who dare to speak out. This is not about one man's choices, it's about the broader implications for anyone who challenges the status quo and the chilling effect it can have on those who wish to tell their truth. Ultimately, it's about a system that has lost sight of its fundamental duty to protect and serve. When justice is overshadowed by politics and punishment, the human cost is felt not just by one, but by all. This isn't a story about royalty, it's a story about right and wrong. It's about standing up for what's just, even when it's difficult. Harry's fight resonates with people around the world. Why? Because it speaks to a universal desire for fairness and security. When a system fails to protect its own, it erodes trust. It creates a climate of fear and uncertainty. Harry's bravery in challenging this injustice should inspire us all. It's a reminder, really, that we all have a role to play in holding power accountable. The story of Harry's fight for protection is more than just a headline. It's a mirror reflecting our own values and priorities as a society. When we look at his struggle, we are really looking at ourselves and at the choices we make every day about who deserves to feel safe and supported. It asks us to consider, what kind of society do we want to live in? Do we want a world where only the privileged few are shielded from harm? Or do we strive for a community where everyone, regardless of their background or status, is protected and valued? Imagine a society where security is not a privilege reserved for a select few, but a basic expectation for all, where every person, whether famous or not, can walk the streets without fear. The answer to what we should strive for is clear. We must choose compassion over indifference, empathy over apathy. When we see someone in need, whether it's a public figure or a neighbour, our response should be to reach out, to support and to care. We must demand justice, not just for Harry and his family, but for everyone who faces threats, discrimination or danger. Justice is not truly served until it is accessible to all, and until every voice is heard and respected. Let this be a turning point, a moment when we decide to move forward with greater awareness and resolve. Let us use this story as inspiration to create real change, both in our laws and in our hearts. Let us choose to build a world where safety and fairness are not privileges, but fundamental rights afforded to all. Imagine communities where children can play freely, families can thrive, and everyone feels a sense of belonging and security. Let us stand with Harry, not because of his title or fame, but because standing up for what is right is the foundation of a just society. When we support one another, we build a future where compassion and justice are at the heart of everything we do. That's it for today's episode of Meghan and Harry Tales. I'm Adrian, and if you believe in truth, fairness, and the right to live without fear, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The fight isn't just Harry's. It's a fight against a system that protects privilege but punishes honesty. Stay safe, stay bold, and as always, stay tuned.